On the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show, Gregg Bell of the News Tribune and Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM is with us, and the lights are back on. He's looking good. Greg, let's get right to Adam Schefter's report today saying that the NFL is dumping the Pro Bowl games. A quick thought on that.
Finally. They should have dumped it back when it left Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, what, 12 years ago or whatever. That's when nobody cared about it after that. The only reason the Pro Bowl exists is as a designation because it's a money you get. The players have clauses in their contracts for Pro Bowl selections. I mean, they're going to limit it now to 88 selections so that you can't have the ninth alternate being a Pro Bowl member. It's gotten ridiculous. It was a TV event that nobody was really watching anymore. I mean, some people watched it, but it wasn't competitive. Once it left Hawaii, no player wanted to go there anymore. I can remember when there used to get guys laying dudes out as competitive it was in the Pro Bowl 25 years ago when it was in Hawaii, but yeah, no more. They should have. Sean Taylor laying out a punter was the last time that was a competitive event.
Greg, switching back to Hard Knocks, I think we've already talked about it being a pretty emotional segment, at least for me. But I think it also shows just what you know. This is a violent sport. This is a dangerous sport. I'm taking a shot at the sport I love. This is not pickleball. This is a sport where, yes, they get paid millions of dollars, but they are at risk every time they step on the field. I think we saw that last night through the Bobo injury and through Bud Clark's injury. Just your thoughts on what you saw in episode 4.
Well, it's a reminder. The injury is season-ending as a reminder, Chris and Paul, why players hold out and seek all the money they can get when they can get it in a sport that doesn't have very much guaranteed money. The contracts, the money's rarely guaranteed unless it's the season you're playing in. It's not like baseball or even the NBA or hockey where they're guaranteed contracts regardless of performance or injury. Robinson Cano signs a $250 million deal for 20 years. He's getting paid $250 million for 20 years. The Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla, and he hasn't played since I was a kid. So the NFL is exactly the opposite of that. It's what have you done for me lately, and how available are you to play? Jake Bobo, I felt and saw him. He came back after being missing 2 weeks with a hamstring issue. He tweaked that hamstring one of his first practices back last Monday. I heard him yelp. I saw him grab his leg, and I thought, if he was as short of a spot on the team without Montori Foster and guys that are rising up in a crowded wide receiver position, he'd probably ask out of the practice again. But as we saw in the Hard Knocks episode last night, Frisman Jackson was all over him, and even meeting with other coaches saying, Bobo's got to get on the field and produce because we got guys pushing and coming up behind him. And I thought to myself, he's going to play through that tweak of his hamstring, possible re-injuring of his hamstring, and he did. And he wasn't running like his normal self in Tennessee. He wasn't running like his normal self last week. And when he blew out his knee, I'm not saying it's related to the hamstring thing, but when he blew out his knee, it was a reminder to me that he was playing already compromised somewhat in the middle of August. And here's a guy who has $4.5 million guaranteed to him on a 2-year contract already. The sport is brutal. It's 80 car crashes a week. And guys, I always side opinions on contracts with the players because they have billionaire owners owning it. They should have more guaranteed contracts that allow guys to not have to take risks with their health. The long-term issues, the study that came out this week that said of a 15-year period, 1 in 4 NFL players had evidence of CTE, of players who died during a 15-year period. A British medical study that came out this week about that. The Players Union sent out letters to the players about that, saying this is a red flag and an issue. The quality of life of these guys, not only after they're done playing, but between games. The Thursday night game should be illegal, point blank. And it's not because it's the money that the revenue that they make from those games and primetime television contracts. There are many guys, many weeks between games Sunday that aren't available. They can't even walk properly on Thursday, yet they go back out and play a Thursday night game. Yeah. We all profit from it. We all love it. Yeah. Our jobs and our livelihoods are in it. But there is a brutal side to this sport in this game. The one other thing about this Hard Knocks episode I wanted to bring up, guys, I'm fascinated by the leadership of Mike Macdonald. Have been since he arrived here. I went to West Point. I learned a lot of the West Point leadership techniques and principles, and he embraces all of them because his father's a 1971 graduate of West Point. And I didn't think that applying West Point principles would work with NFL players. But Macdonald has done it. He's got a hard line, and he's a hard guy, but he's also vulnerable. I didn't learn that at West Point in the Army. But he was crying in front of his team, talking about O.J. Bridnitz and the 19 years that O.J. had to fight through ALS, and what a confidant he was for Mike Macdonald. And the vulnerability that he shows in front of the team like that goes a hell of a long way to get buy-in from players. Let's face it, this is a about me league. When am I getting mine? When am I getting paid? It is hard to bring 25-year-old alpha males in an about me league together to a collective to make the whole bigger than the individual parts, bigger than the player. And Macdonald's done that through some real vulnerability. And I am fascinated to watch him from a leadership perspective. And for being only 36 years old, a first-time head coach when they signed him, the biggest miraculous thing that he's pulled off is the culture of togetherness in a sport where everyone's man for themselves.
Well, I've said it, Greg, and I echo your sentiments. I think not only coaches out there should watch this show, I think business leaders across the U.S. should watch this show on how to run your company, how to run your business, because he's doing a fantastic job with that team right now. Greg, you are the man.
Yeah, the insight that HBO Hard Knocks gives us gives you that great look at the leadership capabilities and qualities that he has, for sure. All right, Greg, we appreciate your time. I wish we had more of it for you today.